Got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
Welcome to MTG 3. Yes, and today we are covering 3 cards that are really solid for like budget cubes or cubes of lower powers. We are talking about 3 underrated reanimation targets. And just to clarify, we're not talking about Commander in this video, because all these cards are meh in Commander, but in limited formats that deal with reanimation as a key theme of a cube, these cards are powerhouses. And we start this video right now. The first card on this list is an amazing card, a Naya beast of a creature. This card is crazy good. And what am I talking about? I am talking about Megalonoth. Megalonoth costs 3 generic, a red, green, and white, and is a creature beast with power and toughness 6/6. He has vigilance and trample. Vigilance and trample. And whenever Megalonoth blocks a creature, Megalonoth deals damage to that creature's controller equal to his power. This card is nuts. This card is insane for combat strategy. It's a big, vigilance, trampling powerhouse that not only can attack and stay on the defense while doing so, but also pushes for damage really hard. This card is crazy good and should be in your cube if you're running a low powered cube or a budget cube. This card is nuts. This card can even fit into more powerful cube scenarios, but we are keeping it simple. And with that, we go on to the next. The next card on this list I don't think gets enough attention. This card is still good. It's still a cheap card effectively, but I think the power of this card is underutilized, especially in Reanimator strategies. This card wipes the board clear, so it is the most dominant threat and must be answered by removal, if possible, as soon as it can. And what card am I talking about? I am talking about Nova Blast Worm. Nova Blast Worm costs 3 generic, 2 green, and 2 white. Is a creature worm with power and toughness 7/7. And says, whenever Nova Blast Worm attacks, destroy all other creatures. All other creatures! That is a board wipe on a stick. This card is crazy good. This creature deserves an Oscar for best performance. Now, I'm just going over the top, and maybe just for YouTube and for this video, but I want to express that Nova Blast Worm is very underrated, and this card is so powerful that once it attacks, you're making your opponents lose out on a ton of stuff. I mean, this basically destroys everything that isn't indestructible, and indestructibility is something that every cube has an excess of, because that's overly powerful. This card is crazy. Throw on a Swiftfoot Boots or Lightning Greaves. That's crazy. Throw on a Dark Steel Plate. That's nuts. This card is awesome, and not as awesome as the last card on our list. And with that, we go on to the third card on the list. The final card on this list is a Commander Glorious card. The sad thing, this card is not amazing in Commander, but in the cube, the reanimation portion of the cube, this card is nuts. In fact, it's the only mono black card on the underrated list here. And when I saw this card in the deck list I was in, I was surprised it never made it into an actual set. But this card is crazy in cube. In Commander, like I said, is man. But cube, the reanimation portion of cube, my lord, And what am I talking about? I am talking about Archfiend of Spite. Archfiend of Spite costs 5 generic and 2 black. Is a demon creature with power toughness 6/6. It has flying, and whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to Archfiend of Spite, that source's controller loses that much life unless he sacrifices that many permanents. Plus, it has Madness for 3 generic and 2 black. And Madness says, if you discard this card, discard it into exile, and when you do, cast it for its madness cost and put it into your graveyard. Oh my lord! This card makes combat really difficult for your opponents. This card not only is a good Reanimator target, it's equipped with a crazy madness effect. I mean, 5 mana for a 6/6 flyer with those abilities attached to it to make your opponents lose life or sacrifice permanents? That is crazy! And even in cases if you need to. I've seen this card hard casted in games and still take over. This card deserves to be on the #1 list because this card is insane. It is nuts. I can't believe how crazy this card actually is. Like when you read it, you're like, that's a mad ability. But once you play it, especially in Cube, oh, the flavor and the power is on par for what you want. This card is amazing. Yes, I'm gonna sing it, shout it, whatever. It is awesome. It is awesome. And with that, leads us to the Instep. And to answer last week's question, what is your favorite pet card? Well, we have Braden K here saying his pet card is Expropriate. Oh my lord, this card is good and insane, and I think he might just be flexing to be that powerhouse kind of card. I don't know, I'm just being silly. But for the question of today, what is your favorite reanimation spell, and what are you bringing back from the graveyard? And with that, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget we got a giveaway in the last video. Link in the description box below. And please, my friends, play wise. And thank you for watching.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase the bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack.